WTIM.
Good morning. This is Leroy Camolo with your Expand Local Newscast. Current news time is 8:06. Glad to be with you here as we get things started this morning with our top story. Christian County Health Department is hosting a community health fair that'll be taking place on Wednesday, July 30th. This is going to offer free health services, family-friendly activities, and valuable resources for local residents. The event runs from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Health Department located at 730 North Pawnee Street in Taylorville. Throughout the day, attendees can take advantage of free blood pressure checks and lead screenings. There will also be kids' crafts and activities, raffles, and giveaways in a variety of local food trucks. Community resource booths will be set up to share helpful information, and immunizations will be available on site. Back-to-school physicals will also be offered from 1 to 4 p.m., but appointments are required. Parents can schedule those by calling 217-824-4113. The event is free and open to the public. For more details on how to make this happen or how to make an appointment for school health services, you can contact the Christian County Health Department as school is right around the corner. Taylorville Memorial Foundation has announced the recipients of its 2025 Scholarship Awards, recognizing local students pursuing careers in nursing, agri-science, and healthcare. This year's winners include Callie Havera, who received a $1,000 Carolyn M. Butterfield Trust Nursing Scholarship. Havera is pursuing a nursing degree at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. Abigail Erlenbush was awarded the $1,000 John H. Butterfield Agri-Science and Nutrition Scholarship. She's working towards a degree in animal science and ag communications at Illinois State University. Two students, Olivia Kent and Alana Letniku, were each awarded $2,500 Dr. George Ferry Memorial Scholarships. Kent is studying nursing at Illinois State University, while Letniku is majoring in biological science at DePaul University in Chicago. These scholarships are made possible through charitable gifts to the Taylorville Memorial Foundation. Each award is named in honor of individuals committed to supporting education and healthcare in the region. Carolyn M. Butterfield Trust Nursing Scholarship, for example, was created to support Christian County students pursuing nursing careers. The John H. Butterfield Scholarship focuses on students in agri-science or food nutrition programs. Dr. George Ferry Memorial Scholarship is awarded annually to Taylorville High School graduates planning a future in healthcare. To learn more about the foundation's scholarships and other educational grants, visit memorial.health/TMF. As summer heats up and more children head outside to play, Ameren is urging parents to review key electric safety tips with their families. With more kids using drones, kites, and remote-controlled planes, there's a higher risk of contact with overhead power lines and electrical equipment. Parents are reminded to ensure kids play in open areas away from power lines and to never attempt to retrieve toys stuck in trees near electrical equipment or in substations. Climbing utility poles, towers, or pad-mounted electrical boxes can also be extremely dangerous. Ameren also warns that downed power lines should always be treated as live. Families should stay far away and call Ameren immediately if one is spotted. To stay safe around water and outdoor appliances, Ameren recommends using ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, and keeping all electrical devices at least 10 feet away from pools or ponds. When installing swing sets or play equipment, steer clear of power lines and always call 811 before digging to avoid buried utilities. For more safety information, visit Ameren's website. The Taylorville Optimist Club is stepping up to help victims of recent deadly flooding in the Texas Hill Country, and they're asking the community to join the effort. Flooding in the region has caused significant loss of life and widespread damage, prompting the Optimist Club to partner with the Community Foundation for the Texas Hill Country to provide financial assistance to those in need. Starting Monday, July 21st through Friday, August 2nd, residents can drop off monetary donations at several local banks and credit unions. Checks should be made payable to Community Foundation THC, with flood relief written in the memo line. Donation recipients will be available for tax purposes. A full list of participating institutions include People's Bank and Trust in Taylorville and Pana, First National Bank locations in Taylorville, Pana, Assumption, Nokomis, and Stonington, Bank of Blue Mound, CMB in Taylorville, Taylorville Community Credit Union in both Taylorville and Pana, Midland Community Bank in Taylorville and Kincaid, Local businesses are also encouraged to set up donation containers, and civic groups, churches, and youth organizations are invited to help spread the word. To get involved or to ask questions, contact Terry Wright at 827-5978 or email Terry at oiggc.org. Together, the Optimist Club encouraged the Taylorville community to make a real difference for families in crisis. For the second year in a row, Illinois Comptroller Susana Mendoza is making early pension payments to take advantage of strong state fund balances. Under a law she helped pass, the Comptroller's office is now able to make multiple payments to the state's pension systems rather than just one per month. Thanks to solid revenues and improved cash flow, the state ended June with nearly $1.9 billion in the General Revenue Fund that allowed the Comptroller to issue the November 2025 pension payments this month, well ahead of schedule. In total, July's pension contributions totaled $1.76 billion, including $878 million in early payments. Officials estimate the early investment of those funds could generate an extra $20 million in returns for the pension systems, on top of $7 million gained through early payments last year. The move not only boosts long-term retirement assets, but also frees up funds in traditionally slower revenue months like November to cover other state obligations. As with libraries all across the country, the Shelbyville Public Library is busy with summer events for people of all ages. Their goal is to continue fostering a love of reading among youth, providing events to bring people together. The library has noticed a rise in people checking out their books, and it's all happening at a location which has used grant money to make aesthetic improvements. Monica Cameron is the director of the Shelbyville Public Library, who aims to use summer programs to provide experiences to kids they likely would otherwise not get.
So children have gotten to pet animals, and not just animals, but ones that maybe they've never even heard of. We had one lady with some exotic pets come in, or exotic animals that she uses to educate, and she brought in a coatimundi. And you may have never heard of a coatimundi before or seen one.
I mentioned pets.
The kids got to see one, pet one, a fennec fox, which a lot of people know is the little tiny foxes with the really big ears that live in a desert. She brought in this boa that looked white, and I can't remember its full name, but it had royal in the name. So very, very unique experiences. Kids have also gotten to make their own bird feeders to take home. They have painted narwhals. We rented out the pool. They got to swim. They got to make humongous bubbles at the mini park. They got to play in bubbles and foam from a mega foam blaster, play yard games such as kickball and limbo and target games.
What is allowed for events like these is a reduction in the number of performers hired. This does place more of a burden on the library staff, but Cameron says they have stepped up.
All of these experiences for them, we've had great feedback from the community because this is the first summer where we're going from 6 weeks to 10 weeks of programming. So it's a very long summer. Also, we're not having a performer at every single event. And that's the first time. So it's been great to hear feedback from the community that they're still liking these activities, even without a performer. Some of these are just, it's so much fun to be out there with the kids, and we can have more programs because it's cheaper not to hire a performer.
Sure.
But it is a lot of work on the staff, and they've been, my staff is so fantastic about wanting to do these things with the kids and pitching in and spending time with them. It's been fantastic.
The Shelbyville Public Library has tracked more books being checked out than at this time in previous years. Cameron says this is a sign of children's curiosity to learn.
For me, that is part of it. Again, I think one of the main reasons why people want a library is so they can learn about things or experience things in a different way. You know, some of us are never going to go visit the Taj Mahal. Sure. We can read about it. We can see pictures. Right. We don't even have to go buy that stuff ourselves. We can go to the library. People save so much money by using us. And also, it, you know, to be a little selfish, when people come and enjoy these programs or come and get material, it makes us feel good.
The Institute of Museum and Library Services, or IMLS, has in recent years awarded the library some grant money. They have used it to grow the space and make it more accessible.
The president cut the funding it was that funding that allowed the library here in Shelbyville to get a grant to add our elevator on and to add the 2 wings for additions on.
Okay.
So if you think that that doesn't affect our community, it does. It has in the past. And actually, we would love to be able to apply for that grant again. We have some windows that need to be replaced. And when you have a grant like that, then it's not coming out of the local community's pocket, right?
Sure.
So hopefully in the future that gets reinstated, we can get some help paying for some very large building projects that we need to do in the future. But just in the meantime, know that that does impact us, and it did allow us to grow and maintain our beautiful building.
The Shelbyville Public Library is located at 154 North Broadway. More information is available by visiting shelbyvillelibrary.org or their Facebook page. Monica Cameron appears as a guest on the WTIM morning show live from our studios in downtown Shelbyville. The Christian County Sheriff's Office is looking to bring on new faces to their staff while beginning plans for a major crimes investigative unit by bringing adjacent counties on board to lend resources when needed. Currently, the Sheriff's Office is a deputy in training, but have open positions that are still needing filled. A number of crimes committed in our area stayed the same or actually dropped slightly in June, even with all of the events happening. Jim Baker, Chief Deputy of the Christian County Sheriff's Office, first provides the numbers from last month's activities.
The summer months are really busy with activities, but on activity, we was down in crashes. We had 15 crashes in the month of June. The deputy served 67 civil papers. We had 54 location checks. 8 of those came in. It's a peak time for apps, the app submitting vacation patrol. When people leave town, we get these notifications that they'd like their house, checked during vacation. So we've had 8 of those. The deputies had 4 DUI arrests, major traffic arrests. We had 3, 5 criminal arrests, and picked up 3 warrants. Additionally, utilizing the app, we was able to post that we had 2 road closures due to traffic crash investigations. 2 major scams going on in the county was pushed out on the notifications, and most recently one missing juvenile that.
Following a meeting that was held recently with other sheriffs and deputies, Baker is looking to start plans for combating lack of resources concerning major cases. Explains a similar type of unit is already deployed in some southern Illinois counties and the St. Louis area.
Like I said, it was based off the major crimes case squad out of the metro St. Louis area. And we just found a need for small counties that oftentimes may have a crime out in the county that you need more resources. So we are going to take that model and modify that to fit us to basically have investigations. I will say, just like throughout the state, you have multiple agencies that have memorandums of agreements in things like ERT, Emergency Response Team. It works well like us with the CAT team, Community Action Team, and ERT. Those units, for instance, would focus on crimes while they're happening, or trying to interject that into preventive measures. So they're out there in the field looking for that. This major crime unit that we're looking at doing would be post the event where you need resources.
The CCSO already works with area departments on their community action team and the emergency response team. Baker tells what the difference is in bringing on the plan unit from what exists currently.
Before this meeting, I had went and spoke to Chief Wheeler to explain what we would be looking to do, as well as Chief Bland down in Pana. So if they have investigators on the team, we would focus it regionally to say Montgomery County, Shelby County, Sangamon County. We would be a regional area of team members that basically we could provide resources for them. Same way for Pana. So where we have, just like the ERT team, that's a response team. They train, but they're responding to an event after it happens. The CAT team, they're out actively looking, just like our drug unit with Central Illinois Enforcement Group with the Illinois State Police. They're out looking and trying to build cases. This major crimes response team would be on standby, that once the event happens, we could provide resources to Taylorville. We could provide resources to Pana, as well as they could provide to us. No different than Chief McReynolds over in Shelby County could call on us to send 2 guys over and work that. And you would basically work it as a team until the leads run out or till you apprehend somebody. And then it would, go on standby. And if a new lead develops 3 months down the road, you may reactivate that to basically go back in and for 2 days work a case. And it's just a way that a department with 2 investigators that's small has resources all the way around. Maybe all adjoining counties would work together.
Although multiple positions with their operations are actively being filled, the Christian County Sheriff's Office is still hiring. Baker explains where to find an application and the career opportunities that are available.
I would like to give a shout out to a correctional officer, Stacy French. I believe she was hired in April of 23, and in May 30th of this year, she basically graduated from the Macon County Law Enforcement Training Center in class 2525. After 8 weeks of academy training, she was able to get her state certification and is now certified and went to the correctional academy. For anybody listening or family members that want to, promote somebody in the family to maybe get an application, they can get that off the county's website. The Christian County website has our application, or they're free to stop in at the jail at 301 Franklin Street, and additionally our new operations building there at 214 West Market. They can pick up an application there. It'll be most likely a month-long process of taking applications, and then we'll probably do a testing and see if we can't get another deputy hired.
For a copy of the application itself, it can be found online at christiancountyil.gov. Find out more about the Christian County Sheriff's Office by visiting them at their Facebook page, or download the CCSO-IL app on your mobile device for the latest news and information. Jim Baker appears as a guest on WTIM Morning Show. Morning Show brought to you by TCCU.
Hi, this is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. When you become a member of TCCU, you become an owner and have access to our great loan rates, earn great dividends on our deposit accounts, have access to our full range of financial products, and will receive personal attention from people you know. Membership is open to anyone who lives or works in Christian, Montgomery, and Shelby County. We are conveniently located in Taylorville, Hillsboro, Litchfield, and Pana. You can also visit us online at www.tccu.org. Come join us. You'll wonder why you waited. Member NCUA.
In obituaries today, 78-year-old Joseph Henry Halbert of Dwight, Illinois, formerly of Kincaid, died July 9th. Visitation is August 16th from 1 to 4 p.m. at Reeves Funeral Home in Gardner, Illinois. Reeves Funeral and Fruitland and Baskerville Funeral Home and Crematory in Gardner, Illinois is in charge of the arrangements. 84-year-old Donald R. Larcher of Jeiseyville died July 17th. Visitation was yesterday, with funeral today at 10:30 at Midland United Methodist Church in Kincaid. Interment will be at a later date in Rochester Cemetery. Masters and Funeral in Kincaid is in charge of the arrangements. And 93-year-old Donald Hubert Ryan of Taylorville died July 21st. Cremation rights have been accorded. Arrangements will be made at a later date. Private interment at Camp Butler National Cemetery. McClure Funeral and Cremation Services in Taylorville in charge of the arrangements. Local news every hour on WTIM, your only local news radio, and also online by visiting us at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Currently outside, it's 79 degrees, heat advisory in effect until 7 p.m. Tonight.
Hi, I'm Brenda Elder, Executive Director of the Shelby County Economic Development Corporation. If you're looking to grow your business,